On behalf of TVLesson.com, my name is Paul Lewis. I'm a professional puppeteer and puppet builder. In this clip, I'm going to talk about puppets for theater or live events and puppets for television. There's a big difference in terms of how they look and in terms of how they're operated. For instance, this is a character here who is kind of close to my heart. It's Gus Gorilla. Now, Gus Gorilla is a character that I built about 15 years ago, and he was originally used in live shows. And he's kind of what I call a patchwork puppet, meaning a puppet that you build at home out of odds and ends. And, you know, if you see stitching in him, it's perfectly acceptable because, you know, you're in a theater, you're far away from the audience at times. Even the way you perform a puppet in a live show for a theater crowd, a puppet can really over-exaggerate all of their movements because the fact that they're on a wide stage for a big audience. So you can be really big, and actually he doesn't talk like that. He kind of speaks like that, yes. And he can be really big when he performs on stage. Now, when you're doing television, it's an entirely different animal. No pun intended. And this particular animal, again, is Gus Gorilla. But this is the new and improved version of Gus the Gorilla. This was created for a television series I created called Jelly Bean Jungle, which was on back in the 90s. Now, this Gus Gorilla was made for the television screen, meaning when you would have a close-up of him, you would not see stitching, okay? So it's a little bit different. You have to remember, television, you're confined to a little screen, a little box, so to speak. So even when you perform, your movement has to be more real than if you were performing in a theatrical live event, because you're confined to such a small, square space. How's that? Pretty good, Gus. So that's the big difference between puppets for TV, film, and for theater. So you have to keep that in mind when you're performing in those different types of venues. Again, theater, very big. TV and film, very, very small. And the way you make the puppets, there's a logic behind how you design and build those puppets. Now, Gus the Gorilla for TV was not built by myself. He was designed by myself, but we made sure that we got high-quality puppet builders who specialize in building puppets for TV and film to build Gus the Gorilla and the puppets behind me. So think about that when you're performing for TV and when you're performing for a theatrical production. On behalf of TVLesson.com, this has been Paul Lewis. Thank you for watching.